Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It is time for the second match of the day. We're on to the quarterfinals right now, despite what the screen may or may not say incorrectly. That now may be correct, so no one saw anything. I'm Zidon, here with Hinderman, who hopefully will not be doing any production issues. Or causing any production issues. This is totally his fault.
It's always my fault. This should be a pretty good game. Nice Watch versus eloFisherS. eloFisherS ground themselves up to a decent standing where they've still got chances of qualifying as a top 4 team. Night's Watch as well have been in or around it and are constantly evolving and learning to evolve as a team. The picks and bans are underway. You can already see jungle focus once again.
Yep, it's going to be best at Thor and Thanatos getting banned out, a little bit more of an unusual one in that particular ban. Athena taken off the table as well. That does mean Sylvanus is available, but first pick and lock-in is going to be Bellona.
Yeah. Well, Bellona's available right now. The most surprising thing is eloFisherS just locked in Batz and Xbalanque before going for Sylvanus. Now, Sylvanus should be considered as one of the top picks in terms of supports right now. I'm surprised we didn't see eloFisherS go for that. They went for the priority on the jungle pick. Which is okay, but Serket was available as well. Yeah, and Serket wasn't picked.
This is quite strange. Sylvanus is finally getting looked at right now by Night's Watch, getting covered over. They could look for Serket as well if they want to. I mean,
top 3 picks, no Serket, no Sylvanus was picked. I'm really surprised by that by these teams. I guess they have a game plan to deal with Sylvanus to eloFisherS, and Night's Watch don't have to worry about a jungle pick just yet. They could run Bellona in the jungle as well, is what they could be showing with this pickup so far with that Bellona, because Bellona can run solo and can run jungle.
Yeah, Sylvanus got locked in as well as Janus for probably the mid lane. Bellona jungle, to be honest, I haven't seen it played a whole lot. I can see where it works out quite well, using the hammer, clear out those camps quite quickly. It's tricky for a couple of them, especially those mana buff camps. They don't like to position properly. It's like one specific pixel you have to stand on to actually hit all 3 minions, but nevertheless, it could work out pretty well in theory. You said it works pretty well, so I'm assuming that will seem to work out for those guys. It's also going to be Ymir getting locked in for the counterban phase. They might have been able to hold on to that one, but Ymir is a bit higher priority of a jungle pick in EU than it is for NA, so it might have been a wise pickup before the counterbanning.
Well, Raw does get picked up for eloFisherS. That'll probably be the mid laner overall. The composition of eloFisherS looks pretty strong right now. They have had a roster change. Durgis was replaced by Big Man Tings. We'll see how this roster change works out for eloFisherS in this one. The Night's Watch, though, still with the same roster they started with for the most part, although Moex is not actually with them today. I believe Moex is off on his duties at the moment, learning his educational style of how to tank a fire giant, is what I heard. Yeah. He's gone to school to work that one out. The Night's Watch were clearly not happy with his performance at Fire Giants, so they've sent him over to school to work out how to deal with that one, and in doing so they've had to bring in Bud Naked for them to replace him for the time being.
Yep. And the final pick of the game just going through will be Vamana. Hercules and Anhur were also locked in just before that, so it's looking like you said, it's going to be that jungle Bellona getting played by the Night's Watch. It's already
been played in SPL. I mean, it was played in SPL already. London Conspiracy ran it with Suntouch. Pretty much the first day that she was available for play in the SPL. And she's pretty strong in the jungle. I mean, she's got a low ultimate cooldown when it's maxed at 55 seconds before CDR reduction. And that engagement can be fantastic for setting things up. It's basically like a 1-second stun that gives you protections as you land, as well as some lovely other tasty treats on top of that. Plus, you can be looking at maxing the hammer and then the Scourge for actually disarming the target. It's good against the Xbalanque. Pretty good against Batz as well when you think about it, just because of the fact that you can disarm Batz, so to stop his passive being effective, which is what a Batz really wants. And I'm really surprised Serket got all the way through without being picked up by either team, but if you're going to go for Bellona and Batz, that's the decisions you're going to make. On paper, though, I do like both teams. They've both got sustain. Sylvanus and Ra going to be the sustain for both teams. We'll see if Wolf of Elo Street can actually pick up a Lotus Crown there. If he does manage to get to a Lotus Crown sort of build, and Ra does as well, you may see things going forward. Magical damage is a little bit low, though, on the side of eloFisherS if Daza does go for a more supportive build.
They have a lot of big early game potential as well, though. With Ymir making some big rotations, I'd expect. It's something I think he's going to need to. We saw it last game quite a bit. Ymir can set up plays big time early on. He contributes a lot of damage as well. So if he's rotating around early and able to catch people out, either in the jungle, like we saw last game, onto the early Hercules pick for the first blood, or even just rotating over, they'll be on the red side of the map, rotate over, try to steal a back RB camp, or am I actually looking to come around from behind and gank your mid laner? So there's some pretty big play potential coming out from the Ymir. Later on, it could potentially be a bit of a concern. We'll have to see if they can work around that, however, and make it, and bring themselves towards victory later on in this game.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen with this one, guys. We'll load in and give you all the action from this game once they're underway.
Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It is time for the quarterfinals. Night's Watch facing off against eloFisherS as they kind of wander past each other in this left side of the jungle. If Night's Watch happen to get caught out right here, this will not end too well for them. About to run straight into it. This is going to be a 5v3. This is going to end well, as Frost Breath doesn't have a point in it quite yet, but if they can get in range, there's Frost Breath. There's the Somersault in range. This is going to be first blood going the way of eloFisherS.
Carino! Why did you take it too? You were supposed to be the chosen one.
This is why you should not. You should not put ranks and abilities before you are ready to actually start the match.
The game actually broke. The game actually broke because Carino put a point into a stable vortex when he could have used Paul and escaped. This was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success. eloFisherS are very happy with that one. We've got a bit of a dancing party going on in the jungle right now. It'll be over in a second.
Nah, we can just look at Boxcat for a little while. He's cute. He'll keep everyone in chat calm. Stop the riots for at least a little while. Look at him sitting there. He's near the Gold Fury pit, just chilling, sitting in his little box, wagging his tail, blinking those nice, big, cute little eyes. There's no Ares nearby to brutally murder him or Hercules. They did the SPL yesterday. It was like a close-up, like from straight up behind a perspective. Hercules with a giant baseball bat beating the crap out of a poor little kitty cat sitting in a cardboard box. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Guys, don't worry about this. This was all planned. What it is just buying Carino time to consider his life choices and realize the mistakes he made. That's all this is. It's nothing to do with the client. This is just a moment of silence in recognition of Carino's choice of skill leveling and the fact he could have escaped his imminent doom if he so chose wiser. It will pass momentarily, all being well, and we can just take this moment of silence as a group and just recognize his first blood giving.
Also, interestingly, the Gold Fury decided she's spawning 25 seconds before the match starts.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So, yeah, guys,
We're still stuck.
Yeah.
Rewinders.
We're going to Hindu with the optimism with the stuff. It sometimes works.
We get to see him die again. I actually want to see when he when did he actually max that skill?
Very
I want
early.
to know when he had the skill.
He has already.
Carino! He was supposed to be the chosen one.
Watch first person. Oh crap! He's like, oh crap! I'm going the other way. Going the other way. Still going the other way. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Running away! Oh my god! There's a monkey in my face, and now I'm dying horribly. Oh my god! Oh my god! Now I'm dead.
I'm gonna pause again.
Yep.
Yep. Alright guys, technical issue seems to be that it looks like Carino has crashed the game. We'll be right back in a moment if we can get this one fixed. Hopefully Carino will allow us to continue spectate this game. Maybe he's done this on purpose because he didn't want to see him feed some more. We'll be right back after this short intermission.
Alright guys, we are back. Oh my gosh, Carino's gotten himself caught out here in the jungle. This is not looking too good. This could be, it is going to be first blood again! Going over to eloFisherS. Hindu, how many times is Carino going to skill up Unstable Vortex first? This is getting absurd at this point.
I don't know. I mean, third time's a charm and you still don't learn it. But necessarily, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, Lobster himself, the most professional of professionals that we have in the EU scene, did state that it's okay to take Unstable Vortex as long as you don't get yourself caught out of position, which is what he did. Night's Watch, though, might be looking for an early invade on this right-hand side. We'll see if they're actually going to go for this and try and get a pick onto GetFisher and eloFisherS, who don't have a ward here, and are playing very safe, keeping an eye out for the potential gank or the invasion, but they don't know it's coming yet. They will now.
Here they go. Hercules going to use a driving strike directly onto GetFisher, straight back into the wall. Hand of God's going to give him a little bit of healing off that Bumba's mask, but NQ's going to answer back, getting a first kill on the board for Night's Watch. And not
they
quite.
Got the buff
they
as
did
well.
Get the buff, yes. There he goes, Ender, and realizing, oh hey, that's ours. Let me go pick that one up. Looking as well, a little bit of poke on the left step. We're going to box back and forth. They can potentially look for this mana camp here as well. There's still a little bit of a trip back from base for GetFisher, but both Hands of the Gods are on cooldown. But, I don't know. Better to get that lane experience for now and then look to recontest that in a moment if they choose to.
Well, the early invasion works out very, very well for them. Now they're going to be able to try and zone off the creeps for the most part. That's what they're going to do. Driving Strike actually misses from NQ, as does the Earthbreaker. Looks like NQ doesn't want to land abilities just yet in this game. He's doing a good job of zoning with them for the most part. He's going to go aggressive again, though. Does hit level 2, and he's going to only have his Shield Bash online right now. Will he level next? It'll be interesting to see. Probably Scourge is going to be what he picks up next.
Interesting. I actually like this holding on to the point until you actually need the next ability. No real reason to put a point in anything right now. The hammer would probably be the more likely thing if he makes the early rotation out, but Scourge also, if they end up in a fight, would be ideal for the disarm and actually help them win another contest of a camp. It's going to be the actual hammer to clear this one out just that much more quickly. No Hand of the Gods available. Actually, they do. Hercules started Rage of the Gods, so they're going to be able to steal away that mana buff. Vamana's life in lane just got very, very difficult because he did not start with the Bluestone Pendant.
No, he didn't. I mean, he should be okay if he just sustains correctly. He should be able to clear these minions out, last hit them, and just try and keep himself going for now. But I expect an early trip back to base. I mean, the fact that he's not gone hog means he could go for teleport anyway. Mid lane. Urza
just took a whole bunch of pressure out of Carino, redeeming himself there from that early
That's why you take Unstable Vortex. You see, you bait them into thinking they're going to win the lane straight away, and then with the Unstable Vortex skilled, pull it back and put the pressure on. Gefish going to return to his jungle now, as you can also see eloFisherS went back to base to go and get some more mana and finish off his Runeforged Hammer now that he had his blue buff stolen. NQ picks up his blue buff, and left hand side, pressure pull come from Wolf of Elo Street. Big man Ting's access denied with that wall though, very good wall.
Yeah, Vashkal was actually forced back to base as well, took a lot of poke. They don't have the luxury of sustain from wisps like the Night's Watch do, so his health potion was already gone. He had to go back to base and heal up the old-fashioned way, which is unfortunate. He's going to be at about a wave of minions worth behind. So, not a big deal, but you know, he'll be a little behind. That's what it basically boils down to. Rotations for Harpies are about to come out. You see Big Man Tings looking to leave this left lane. Imaginable Field Shoot will not be too far behind. You're going to drop one more Verdant Growth over Vashkal for good measure for finally making his rotation out of the dual lane. We'll see if they look to group up, but right now eloFisherS are in position for this left side camp. There's the possibility for pick they want to look for, but it'll be a 2v3
they're all
fight.
level 4. They're all level 4 though, that's the big thing you need to realize here. None of them are level 5 to try and do anything here, and none of them are going to hit level 5 apart from Daza. If they're going to go aggressive on Big Man Tings, he could get himself caught out a little bit here. Zinda trying to lead in, there's the Eagles rally for the stun and the double combo with a bludgeon. This through space of time is a boulder from NQ comes in down the lane and picks up the spare.
Sometimes you just gotta go for that play, rotate over your soul lane for the mid Harpy camps. You don't see that happen all that often, but it worked out quite well. eloFisherS had just been forced back to base again. He's having issues. That mana buff and no Bluestone Pendant means his mana pool is basically empty after 3 or 4 abilities. Up against Hercules, there's nothing he can do to get Hercules out of that lane. Mitigate wounds ticking away non-stop. His health bar is not going to be moving from full, and he's dropping Earthbreaker after Earthbreaker, and eventually he gets that pull.
Left side, they're going to go aggressive onto Vashkal, who uses Rising Jaguar already. Bit of an engage with the Shield Bash coming out, plus the Scourge Desert Fury pops. Doesn't really connect, but it connected more than what Moex would have done, I'll guarantee you that much. As Bud Naked does put the pressure on the lane, and we're going to see Vashkal have to limp back to base for the time being. Night's Watch have found themselves in the lead now after that early invasion, even though they gave up first blood.
Over in the soul lane, once again, NQ landing a combo onto eloFisherS, but with that Runeforged Hammer completed, he has a decent chunk of physical protection. There's the Earthbreaker Dragon Strike once again. He's not going to get much damage out of it, but every time that happens, that's one combo closer to eloFisherS again having to go back to base and sustain himself back up. He is level 5. He does have the big baby to go up to and regenerate his health if he needs to, but for now, he's starting to fall very behind, given the fact he's gone back to base multiple times going up against NQ's Hercules right now.
Driving Strike connects again from NQ onto eloFisherS. He manages to get away using the clear the path. Doesn't actually get hit by that Earthbreaker. 2-1, mid Harpy's down for about another minute and a half right now. Oh, Zindan's got a gank though.
There's the big baby coming out. They're going to look for this little bit of... He's going to like say, I'm here, you didn't get the kill, guys. I'm going to puff my chest out a little bit here before I fall back to my tower. NQ's low on health, but the buffs are about to respawn here in just a moment. He'll have the option of picking those up. He hasn't gone back to base yet either, so he's still just sitting on that Bluestone Pendant. He's sitting on a lot of gold. That's going to be whatever he goes with. That's going to be an item completed outright. He's going for the Warrior Tabi, getting more damage online. He's going to be doing a decent chunk, countering that Runeforged Hammer protection is a decent bit with that.
Also takes up teleport as well, so he's going to be looking for the rotations and keep the pressure on in this lane. No surprise, that's kind of NQ style in all honesty. He likes to sit in the lane for the most part and rotate when he gets the opportunity to, and see if he can turn up late to the fight and pick up some kills like he did earlier on. And if the pressure he's gone to eloFisherS here already, he can just continue forcing the issue and keeping the pressure on, trying to force a rotation out of Get Fisher. Blue buff has spawned, and blue buff looks like they're going to try and steal away the Night's Watch once again over on this side, but there's a rotation coming from eloFisherS.
There is Janus on his way as well. Portal through. Fernimo drop down does catch both members of the Night's Watch in that pit. Zindern taking a lot of damage right now. Dars are going to find a nice searing pan across both of them. eloFisherS will find Zindern. NQ is very, very low, but mitigate wounds is ticking away. Janus arrives, going to get a kill with that portal. Carino picks up that kill, but Hercules fell in the process of it. A 2-for-1 with the invade. Didn't quite work out too well for the Night's Watch in that particular instance. But, I don't know, there's some possibility.
Mid-hoppies are up. Well, mid-hoppies are up. The right one's going to go over to Night's Watch. Left one's might go to Big Man Things. Honestly, that through space and time that Carino fired was good enough for the boys in Night's Watch to escape. They chose to fight, though. And I think the better decision there would have just been to disengage, in all honesty. I don't think they had to stay in there and try and fight and trade it off, because that actually made the golden experience pretty much even between the two teams right now. And they could have just got out. They had the through space and time ultimate available to pass through, and you can see NQ tried to run for it at the very last minute. He should have gone for it earlier, as should have Zindern.
Yeah, except for experience as well, the only all that extra gold that eloFisherS had, or excuse me, NQ had over eloFisherS with all that pressure that he was putting on that lane is now completely gone. eloFisherS is winning this lane with this wave of minions just being picked off right now. So NQ's early game pressure, it was just completely neutralized, which is unfortunate for him because he was playing this lane quite well before that. Going forward, at this point, eloFisherS has better wave clear. Hercules isn't going to be able to bowl him around quite as much. Mid lane, Carino getting caught by a wall and not going to get caught by the Frost Breath. The Searing Pain will just barely miss. Carino, though, with a snipe!
In your face! That's all I've got to say about that one. In your face, Carino played that really well. He actually used through space and time there to channel ignore the Frost Breath coming out from Big Man Things. But the fact that he turned around immediately and sniped back onto Darza was a fantastic play. Darza would have actually hit that snipe if the freeze would have connected from Big Man Things. And that was a really nice play.
Big stuff coming out from these guys. Zindern taking a Frost Breath of the mid lane. Gonna push a couple minions almost all the way to the tower. Big Man Things will be able to clean those up. Over on the left-hand side of the jungle, though, Gold Fury has been started. Night's Watch taking this opportunity. Dark Knight's coming out. They're going to be aware of this one. They're trying to get here in time. Gold Fury is down to 25%. Do they have the Wrath of the Gods? Yes, they do, but the Free Nobles drop down. Night's Watch will be able to secure that one. Vashko finds a kill onto Wolf of Eel Street, however. Still going to be on the way. Night's Watch on that one. As they snuck that in, but
goodbye. He did a really good job actually surviving. He jumped to his monkey to get behind Carino and escape, but NQ's rotation was good enough to get over there to make sure they didn't get away. Night's Watch find the Gold Fury and an extra kill for themselves, like escalating their experience to 2,000. The gold lead to 1,700 right now, as a quick pause comes out from eloFisherS.
Once NQ actually gets that tier 1 teleport, all up the shielded teleport, and the cooldown's a lot shorter, he's going to get quite scary. He's been a part of a bunch of fights in the middle and left-hand side of the map already, walking his way over from solo lane. Once he's able to instantly teleport into the middle of the fight and actually, be there for the entire thing, potentially, he's going to be doing a lot in these fights. He's Hercules, of course, but all that disruption he's going to provide with the Earthbreakers and the driving strikes, that big boulder that nobody wants to get hit by, there's a lot of opportunity for him to cause havoc later on, and Vamana right now, he has the option to pick up teleport as well, but he's sitting on no actives right now, so he's not going to be able to respond here in a little bit if NQ does look to use that teleport offensively.
I think what he's trying to do is catch up in terms of items and get ahead in terms of items, but that's delaying his actives right now. But he's going to trade off with NQ again by the looks of it. He stops NQ from back, and NQ might punch him back in the face now as reprimand for that, but no one's going to really die over there. I mean, it's a Hercules versus a Vamana, let's be honest. Mid-Hoppy's due up in about a minute's time, so keep an eye on those ones respawning at the moment. And meanwhile, Speedbuff being taken down by Fisher in his jungle. Big Man Tings and Wolf of Elo Street gonna rotate back to dual lane and meet each other. Freeze comes out, forcing Beads on Bud Naked, and that's gonna be on cooldown for a little bit of time now, as it was Beads 1, so keep an eye on that.
They're about to catch up themselves. A monkey in the jungle is going to some sort of way, but the stun coming out off that Eagle's rally from Bellona, looking to find a kill. Getfisher will be able to get back on the tower, pop that Solar Blessing for a couple ticks of healing, get himself kind of stabilized. Mid-Harpies are about to spawn. We'll see if they look for anything in this one. Blink is down. The rally banner from Bellona is down as well. Wolf strolling through this left side camp. Going to force the Rat Tower. Nice desert through the wall by Bud Naked. Through space and time coming across as well. They're looking to find this more kills here. Darzer, the pull from behind the wall. That is going to be a dead Ra as well. Bud Naked getting a second kill on that one. Right side Harpicans went to Night's Watch. Left side are about to. And they got themselves a couple of kills for good measure.
Really nice. Desert Fury over the wall secures that first kill. Great pull. Secures the second kill. And things to talk about in that one is, I tell you what, Moex would not have landed that over the wall. Earthbreaker lands on the right hand side. Then on to eloFisherS, who's going to be surrounded by two. Clear the path back to tower once again. Great pickup of kills for the Night's Watch, as well as those mid-Harpies escalating their lead even further right now.
So I wonder what eloFisherS actually did to these guys, that they're just like, you're not getting a single mana buff this game, period. We don't care if we have to both die, we're going to invade your buff camp and take it away from you. He pissed them off in a big way. Maybe just a little bit of a revenge, perhaps, for getting that first blood. It's like, we're going to punish you for killing our mid laner early on in that match.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, to put the pressure on, Purple Buff going to get dropped on the left-hand side. Zinder's looking at the right once again for eloFisherS, putting the poke pressure on with that shield bash, forcing clear of the path again. There's nothing more over this side to actually try and steal away. Red buff gets dropped, though, for eloFisherS. And now we go back to farming again for a few more minutes. Itemization, Runeforge Hammer now online for NQ as well. Teleport, he's at rank 2. Keep an eye on that, because once it hits rank 3, we'll see him randomly teleporting around. And Daza in this mid lane has gone for this Lotus Crown build by the looks of it. And in doing so, he's going to be very, very tanky and sustaining for his team, but he's not going to have a lot of damage. Carino gets picked. Unstable Vortex comes out, sorry, Through Space and Time comes out, and he's going to disengage from that.
On the right hand side, NQ forcing eloFisherS back out of the tower, going to bring him down to under half health. He'll still be okay. Cluster is available. Getfisher making a rotation over. Ping for that, getting caught, letting everyone on his team know that he's over there. Carino once again going to take a Frost Breath. No, but Through Space time to escape. This time, deleting the turns one back around. Big Man Tank getting caught by the banner stun. As they look for this one, Shard's Vice is going to be down. Carino going to Aegis out of that one with his own portal. With Big Man Ting's very, very low. Good body blocks coming. He's going nowhere. Carino finds another grab coming out from Wolf of Elo Street as well. Darzer is about to fall. Solar Blessing. Heal over time. Not going to save your life against those members of Night's Watch.
NQ's 2v1 in on the right hand side. He's already forced Getfisher back, misses the driving strike on eloFisherS, though they're both going to try and recall now. But NQ's so tanky, he could take another shot too. Got on the Earthbreaker, doesn't have a driving strike to follow though, but trying to delay the back opportunity. He's looking for his cooldowns. He may go in again in a second. I'm not going to find it now, just going to driving strike the minions. Meanwhile, mid tower is going to fall more than likely here to the boys of the Night's Watch, and right tower's in the same sort of boat right now.
Yep, Night's Watch starting to turn these kills into objectives now. It's that time of the game. Gold Fury is going to be up in 40 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if they look to contest that in a little while. Carino going to use a portal to get away from the monkey, because no one wants to anything to do with that when they can avoid it. Right side tier 1 will fall. NQ picks that one up. eloFisherS just couldn't get back from base quick enough. Hercules, there's a little bit of a misstep earlier when they got picked off at that right side mana camp, but once again, NQ has a pretty strong experience lead as well as a gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, they've got themselves in an okay position right now, the Night's Watch, but eloFisherS on out of it. With their ultimates available to them, if they could turn this round around at the Gold Fury and make it a little bit cleaner than they did last time, they could potentially steal that one away or look to pick it themselves. They've got the damage potential on their side. I think the only weird thing from the boys of eloFisherS here is they've got a Ra that's gone for more of a team tankiness defensive build, which lowers the amount of damage he's going to have available. Snipe comes out though, and I think he stole that one away, did Daza. So nice snipe coming out there, and it looks like the boys of Night's Watch may start this Gold Fury once again.
But I'm going to save that pillar. He has enough life still at this point. Pretty much tanked it up and actually forced the reset back and forth right here. They're going to try and bait this fight. Zender in the front line, this one, looking for a big fight. There's the Eagles Rally coming down through space and time, getting fired across the wall. Zender getting very low, going to force a retreat from this as the fight fully breaks out. Big Man Tings, Shard's Vice looking for NQ, going to find for a little bit of damage, but in the back there's a big baby swinging that bat all over the place right now.
He is swinging all over the place, but he's not getting that much damage. The backside though, Getfisher comes in with the fear. No, even he's looking for Zindan. Not going to find the Achilles. He somersaults away. Wolf of Elo Street's getting very low. He's going to be the first casualty of war. Driving strike from NQ secures the kill for Vastrakal's life. For Zindan, a 1-for-1 trade Hunter for a support. The problem is, though, it looks like eloFisherS want to keep trying to do this Gold Fury. They can as well. Carino's very low on the mana here, but Hercules could teleport back in if he's got it available. He does. They just need to force a reset for long enough. There's NQ back, and the fight rages once again.
That's going to be enough to force that reset on the Gold Fury. Finding an Earthbreaker and driving strike. eloFisherS taking a lot of damage from the unstable vortex. Clear the path, finally getting used by him to run away from this one. That fight was messy, that fight was scatters all over the place. The ultimates were getting used in such a way and in such a position that no one else was really able to capitalize on it. The Eagles Rally was used, and Zender ended up running away from it afterwards. Didn't get the benefit of the protections and power it gives you. Portal used by Carino right there, looking for this kill to Getfisher. He's low on mana, he's not going to have Somersault in time. He will fall. Dead. And immediately, Night's Watch again, going to go straight back to this Gold Fury with nobody nearby from eloFisherS to really contest this. Right now, Darz is going back to base. He's out of mana.
Yeah, I don't understand what Fisher was thinking there. He was very, very low in terms of HP, had no mana available to do anything after that, and he somersaulted in. So they're going to get the Gold Fury for free. The Night's Watch. Now they're looking to steal away the Purple Buff Blink. Pull from Wolf Elo Street onto Vastrakal. Luckily, though, he's got Rising Jaguar to disengage. Purple Buff still stands for now, but they should be able to resecure this once again for themselves, keep themselves trying to be in this one. 9,000 experience lead, though, for Night's Watch at 15 minutes in. This is starting to snowball greatly now.
Yeah, I mean, this is what... That team fight was a bit of a mess initially at the Gold Fury. Everything was all over the place. They weren't really properly chaining together their ultimates, utilizing them well. Once they kind of got back together towards the end, everyone grouped up. Everything had pretty much been spent. It basically came down to who has the better fight without all the abilities. That, unfortunately, for Night's Watch, kind of ended up being eloFisherS. They ended up getting away, only losing 1-for-1. But right after that, Hercules teleported back in, forced the reset, and everyone on the side of Night's Watch had gone back to base, healed up, and returned to the fight. And after that's like, well, we have full health bars. You guys were still sitting around trying to do the Gold Fury. It's essentially ours for free now, so tough luck for you guys.
Yeah, the teleport in from Hercules was the important thing there. The good decision making from Night's Watch and some of them to stay around though, just to contest a little bit and put the pressure on, allowed NQ to just come back with full health and mana, and you can't deal with a Hercules in that situation. He's going for Wing Blade as well now, which is very, very useful to avoid some of those slows that are going to come out from the enemy team. Obviously, Ra slows, Batz slows, Vamana slows, Ymir slows, as does Xbalanque. So Wing Blade makes perfect sense for him to be picking up, gives him cooldown reduction as well.
It's a pretty good item. It's like an all-in-one package for anyone who is a support or anything remotely close to a support. And looking at the other items getting picked up, so Book of Thoth for nice power spike for Carino. On the other side, Lotus Crown was completed, so Ra's going to be helping his team get that much more tanky in the middle of a fight. Ra, actually Carino finding a nice portal combo. Darza chunked for about 2/3 of his health. The damage coming down. Portal through the wall. Janus so hard to lock down, but they're looking for the fight. Carino gets that final secure onto Darza. Looking to chase. Grab this time. eloFisherS will find a rare miss from what we've been seeing the past few minutes.
Oh, but engaging goes in, just NQ with that bowl. They're not going to find anything with it, though, either. They're trying to pressure this tier 2 in the mid lane. Bastrikab is busy on the tier 1 side of things right now. It's going to be a 4v5, sorry, 4v4 in this mid lane right now, as you can see. But Naked is actually rotated back to the left-hand lane. They might be able to siege this anyway. It looks like the boys of Night's Watch trying to abuse that golden experience lead just to force this tower down, but the freeze comes out.
Good Frost Breath, found a couple of charge fights getting charged. Not going to find anybody. NQ finds the kill on the Getfish on the left-hand side of that lane. Love Stuffs is up in that big baby looking for Carino, but Janus being Janus, going through the wall saying, goodbye, good sir, you're not going to be killing me today. They're still looking for a little bit of picking back and forth. Risky Rising Jaguar coming out from Bastrikab, but he's able to get back under his tower safely. Still looking for the Earthbreaker will connect, no follow-up, however, Los will be okay. Searing Pain, gonna find some minions. But meanwhile, over in that left lane, Bud Naked found a tier 1, he's looking at a tier 2 right now.
He can continue to look at this tier 2. Meanwhile, the boys of Night's Watch still pressuring mid and going to try and steal away the speed buff. So eloFisherS' attention has been focused there. Good route coming out from Wolf of Elo there, just to deny him trying to get in there and steal that one away. So speed buff does go to Night's Watch as well. So they're starting to put the pressure all over the map now. You can see Immunization-wise Book of Thoth now online for this Janus, so his damage is going to escalate even more now. He's still not got any penetration yet, but I'm sure that will come up next for him. One completed Jotun's online, and it looks like he's going for Medjai's Blessing on this Bellona jungle right now, who started Heavy Hammer as well and then went back for Bumba's Mask, which is one thing we didn't really speak about, but he did start Heavy Hammer for the level 1 fight and then switched that over for Bumba's Mask. Sorry, added Bumba's Mask on his first trip back to base.
Interesting. It didn't necessarily come into play with that kill that did come out, but they got a kill nevertheless, so it worked out all right for those guys. Carino and Zinder and roaming around this right side jungle, looking for the kill on the Darza. There's Darkest Nights coming in. They're trying to stop this kill from coming out. Carino will be caught in the middle of Funeral. Searing Pain not going to find anybody. Unstable Vortex for damage, not going to connect. eloFisherS has arrived. Darza not going to, his health bar is getting low. eloFisherS secures that one. Through space and time is good for damage as they look to chase this one down across a couple spots right now. Unstable Vortex will be beads out of, and it looks like for now at least things are kind of stabilized, but they're still looking for big man tings. Good boulder.
They're looking for big man tings. If they can find him, they can look for a 5-gen if they want to. Carino trying to zone out the rest of the team. Pull misses from Wolf of Elo Street there. But now as a 5-man unit, they can start trying to rotate over for this Fire Giant. As expected, because of that, all that focus onto Ymir, they should be looking for this. The sustain from Wolf of Elo Street is coming out. He's working on that Lotus Crown as well, which is going to make his team even more difficult to kill. And the Fire Giant's begun, and eloFisherS are nowhere to be seen.
That is the truth right now. There's no Wrath of the Gods available aside from Big Man Tings, who is still on respawn. So that's going to be a Fire Giant picked up by Night's Watch. 2 kills out of that little bit of a chase in the jungle. Turned into a big objective play with the Fire Giant getting taken for those guys. There's only tier 2 towers left standing, so there's going to be some big gold coming up in the near future for these guys. Gold Fury is up as well. They're making a quick rotation over straight away for that one. The Fire Giant buff with the regen for mana and health, their bars are not going to be too worried. They're not too worried as far as those two health and mana bars are concerned. Gold Fury is going to be dropped very, very quickly, and they're going to be sitting on a decent chunk of gold to go back and buy some stuff, and then look to start grouping up and sieging down these tier 2s.
Yeah, you can see the differential between the gold right now. Just looking at the two supports. One's got sovereignty finished, one doesn't even have a sovereignty finished, and the other one's got lowest crown as well. So it's going to be a rough situation for eloFisherS. They do have a team that can turtle and defend pretty well. They've got wave clear ability with that Ra, with that Vamana, with that Xbalanque, and they could potentially defend these tier 2 towers, but we'll probably see them defend the Phoenixes and look for a comeback play from there. But at the moment, the Night's Watch are just getting themselves tankier and tankier, and the damage is just going to start going through the roof, especially now because the Obsidian Shard finished on Carino as well. It'd be a rough ask.
That's going to be that all-important 33%, 22%. I have to cheat and check. 33%, 22% of the tier 2. It was one of the two. That's a lot of extra protections getting removed. When you have the Lotus Crown online, there's no aura effect coming out yet. That sovereignty is not completed on Big Man tanks. Once that's online, it'll help with that effect as well. But that's going to do a lot to just reduce the base scaling of magical protection that gods do get. Carino playing a dangerous game right now, but he's not too concerned. He's very far ahead, and let's face it, he's Janus. He can just pop a portal on the wall and run straight away. There's no cripples on the side of eloFisherS to actually stop him from doing that. So dangerous game, but at the same time, not dangerous enough that he's not going to just attempt for some cheeky little pokes in the jungle.
Well, they can go for the split push opportunity now, using NQ with that teleport available for him. He can just teleport in if he needs to. The team are going to see just one blinking for Big Man Tings though into a freeze, but the beads were used immediately. The sustain coming out from the Wisp is doing good work, and Wolf of Elos got it's a good Wrath of Terror off. The fight's still raging, but no one's dying.
NQ's here to free him with Desert Fear across the back, not quite going to find GetFisher in the back of that one. NQ's looking to come in here, tank up this tower and cause all sorts of crazy disruption. Love Sepul very, very low. Will be able to clear the paths out back to safety, but he's not in the clear yet. Big Man Ting's going to be the first kill of this fight. As they look to chase around a little bit, Dars is recalling the right side of the fight. Basher Cole gets picked up by the Unstable Vortex from Carino. They're looking for this tier 2, the Phoenix rather, right now. It is going to fall very, very quickly, with two members of eloFisherS on respawn right now, and health bars still completely full for Night's Watch. The sustain from Sylvanus plus that Fire Giant rebuff regen is just keeping the health bars full. Right now there is no stopping these guys. There's only 3 members of eloFisherS between them and that mid lane Phoenix.
Yep, they're going to start tanking that one up his way because NQ quite happy to do that for his team. Driving Strike does not connect as a somersault from Fisher. Gets him out of trouble, but not trouble for the Phoenix. It's going to fall as well. Straight rotation to the right-hand side, and this is the power of Sylvanus when he has lowest crown and he gets a few items online as well. He's going to be quite a difficult one to deal with, especially with that tanky Hercules alongside him.
They're trying to find this kill into Wolf of Leadership, but reinforcements are already on the way. Just going to leave the tier 2 tower due to Butt Naked, and Wolf of Leadership pretty much had everything dumped on him, aside from a whole bunch of ultimates, and his health bar is already back up to 3/4 full. It never really dropped that low. Fear No Evil dropped down from GetFisher, but it didn't do a whole lot.
It didn't do a whole lot. Zinden on the backside doing some good work. Boulder connects with 2, forcing Fisher way, way back, as is Daz, who's trying to stay in as long as he can. Celestial Beam does connect to Wolf of Elos, who's still attacking. Desert Fury connects, and NQ picks up Big Man Tings. The team's still trying to disengage for the time being as Lopez chases them down in that big baby form. He's getting some good damage off with that Odysseus bow, but it's not going to be enough to bring a target down just yet, and now they're going to re-engage onto him. Can he get out of trouble? No, he cannot.
NQ in a bit of a rust spot as well. Slow Blessing dropped down, kind of cutting out that path of retreat. His health bar is dropping very, very low. He's going to use that portal from Janus to get back with his team. Collectively, Night's Watch have maybe a full health bar worth of health across the board, but with eloFisherS Force, that was beautiful.
Good timing, good positioning for that one. Phoenix is going to drop on the right-hand side now. 20-5, the Night's Watch have come out to play this week. They're going to be moving themselves on to the semi-finals. And I'll tell you what, it's probably not going to be the easiest semi-finals in the world for them because they're up against #1 seed. More than likely, if Pantera can defeat Wolves Esports, the game's going on right now, but all 3 Phoenixes are down. And it looks like Night's Watch is going to limp back home, buy some final items, and then look to close this game out.
Yeah, so Janus sitting on 3,000, 2,500 on Sylvanus. A couple other guys snuck back early and bought up some items as well, so I'm assuming they were sitting over 2,000 themselves. Almost full builds coming out for some of these guys. Still, there's the starter items, one more tier for that 5th item. But right now, eloFisherS, we just saw time and time again, they were trying to siege these guys down. And this looks like it's one of these games where they underestimated the amount of healing coming out of the enemy team, and they're just now looking to get some anti-healing online, and it may be too little too late in that regard. Hercules, mitigate wounds, Sylvanus with the Wisps. It's been a pretty big factor so far, and with anti-healing only coming online, they also have to contend with a very, very large gold lead. 17,000 right now, 21,000 experience, which admittedly they're level 20, so it's not quite that large anymore, but With Fire Giant up, as soon as somebody who can actually do damage gets over there, they're going to start this, look to take this one down, and really eloFisherS are not in position to contest this right now because they have to deal with Fireman and Storm in all 3 lanes towards their Titan.
Yep. Well, Enku's is going to keep pressure on this right-hand side at the moment. He's not scared. He is Hercules after all, at full build as well, so he can pretty much 5v1 for the time being using that healing. But he's going to get attacked as the Fire Giant still drops for his team. He'll get that buff in a second, and now he'll turn his attention back into the fight. Now that he's regenning once again. Earthbreaker, driving strike connects with Fisher, who's now below half health. One more hit. Boulder will kill him, and the Boulder did so much damage to Daza as well. eloFisherS is up, but for how long is the question, as he's trying to do damage. Zindern picks up Daza on the backside. eloFisherS is about to come out big baby from any second. Keep an eye on him.
Yep. Where did he go, Hindu? Where did he go? What happened to him?
Poof.
He vanished.
Poof. He went. Bees was used by Bastrical there to make sure he can get back to his Titan fountain, but the Titan is falling. The Titan's going to go in the way of Nice Watch, and Nice Watch going to move on to the semi-finals.
Indeed. At the end there, that was NQ 1v4.5ing people with anti-healing getting applied to him, and he found a kill.
It's Hercules. That's what he does. When he's full build Hercules, he's very hard to bring down. You have to try and focus your damage onto it, but in doing that, they didn't really stand a chance at that point of eloFisherS. Unfortunately for them, Nice Watch move on. We'll be back, guys, with the semi-final games shortly, as soon as the guys are into picks and bans.